So here is the garden tour, and the squash issue. The squash vine borer bugs, I do believe, have probably attacked my plants. And these are the fairy tale pumpkins and the sunflowers that got stripped by, I believe it's called a checker point caterpillar. This plant, they didn't eat the new growth, and so I still have the sunflower coming back up, the gray mammoth. 3 of them they stripped clean, and 2 they left new growth. So here's my constant battle with bindweed, and I do believe it's crabgrass or Bermuda, whatever it is. It's invasive and extremely irritating. New blueberry bush coming up. Did plant tiger eye beans. This was supposed to be a Three Sisters garden, but the corn had a germination rate of 10%. So we have probably less than 10%. Actually, we used to have 4 corn plants. We did have 6 at one point. We now have 3. So I don't think we're going to have corn, but they will be just a nice little tall structure in the garden. Break things up. The bean plants are doing extremely well. Just let those babies go dry pods so I can harvest the dry beans. And there's that grass. Bah. Do have cilantro growing nearly everywhere. And here's the haphazard compost pile. It's a dry compost pile. Here's the first of the pumpkins. Lovely little pumpkin. I can't remember which one this is. And look, we have the never ending. As long as the blossoms are open, we have the bees. We have the bees and we have the bees. So various different sorts of bees, and the fly-like bees, or the bee-like flies. But this one, I do believe this is the one that I poulticed with the plantain. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do any good. Look at that damage we've got. But it appears vigorous and healthy in the morning. I don't think it's going to survive. And I think this was the Gerardale, but I'm not sure. And oh, of course, we have the zinnias and the more zinnias in the garden. And the cilantro in the garden. Oh, and we have the lovely volunteer Minnesota midget cantaloupes. We do have them growing. There's some. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of them. They're just a very productive sort of cantaloupe. That's large, really, for the cantaloupe. They don't usually get that large. There's another one back there. You can just barely see it. But my battery's about to die. I'll quickly show you. Here's the Mexican torch sunflower growing here. And the raspberries. This is my attempt at a hugelkultur bed. And I also have these false nettles grow everywhere because they're prolific and I'm not on top of my weeding. Some basil down here. More cilantro. Do you believe that this is an amaranth? And a little bit of shepherd's purse. And some lemon thyme. Oh, the smell. The smell. Oh my goodness. So that's one little corner of the garden. Give you a quick view before we lose power I have the weeding that needs done, the more cilantro, false nettle, oregano, any of the bushes, beans and more beans, lamb's quarter. There's some lamb's quarter because everybody needs some of that in their garden. Beans and zinnias growing together here. Lovely, lovely. Hiding over in that corner, you can just barely see the edge of it. It's another blueberry bush. It's a short one. Bees, I do have bees, lots of little bees. The cilantro brings them in. More zinnias, more cilantro. It's about time to pull cilantro and go spread the love. Scatter the seed. This is the little hidey hole inside of the lovely bean trellis. It's just rough fashioned cattle panel with lovely thrift shop art. Cosmos. More false nettle. Yeah, it got out of control along with that cilantro. There's this lovely broccoli plant that's being destroyed. Oh, I've got a giant bean over there. That's interesting. Got some borage I'm growing for the first time. Just the two plants. We'll see how that goes. And what else is in here? This is the little secret hidey hole. This path only goes to here, and then you've got the front flowers. Tell my grandkids it's a secret path. You have this nice weed growing here for some additional structure and interest. Down under here, there are some, too much false no. More cilantro, of course. Another Mexican sunflower, Mexican torch sunflower. Getting some hollyhocks started. Let's see where they go. There's some marigolds. Turning around, because that's just a little hidey hole. Oh, look at my lovely ladybug friend. It's kind of windy today. I'm not seeing a lot of the typical traffic I would see. It's usually buzzing back here. The front side of the beans has the cosmos. There's my sunflower, the beans, the false nettle, more cilantro, marigolds. It's just a lovely little montage. A little here and a little there. This is such a healthy plant. And look, there's grass needing grassed. And we have cosmos and grapevine that's just being ignored mostly. It's its second year. I don't know what's going to happen with it. Not really sure. Do you have a male or a female and a male asparagus plant? This is the female. And you'll see little asparagus seed there. I need to research. Apparently it's time. We dropped one seed already. So one seed has fallen, and I'm going to let it do its thing because that's part of the beauty. I'm going to let it produce. I need to move some water. This is the crazy carrot cilantro pea row. I'm going to self-seed the lettuce into the center here because I do have lettuce that's gone to seed. I'm overwatering over here where my marigold crazy volunteer beans and cucumbers. Now, there's a smidge, a bit of chamomile over here. So I'm going to use the water to soak the chamomile. this is a haphazard way to do water, but so it is. Making sure that it's going to drain back. There we go. Getting some nice drainage now. Perfect. Walking onions. Walking onions. Walking onions. Let's see here. Yeah, crazy. Carrots. Haphazard, no neat rows here. Oh, a little bit of some wild vine that I probably need to research. Some peas. I'm letting peas go to seed. See what happens with peas going to seed. More cilantro I need to pull. Just wanted to give you a finish up view of the Cosmos grapevine bed. There's my grapevine. The second grapevine. I've only got the two. They weren't looking so hot, and then I realized I wasn't getting enough water to them. So down in here we have the male asparagus, second year, and we have more Cosmos, and we have goat's beard, which you can see by the goat's beard. Seeds. Yeah, I let them get a seed. Probably wasn't the best thing to do, but we'll see. They're easily controlled. And we have the great heads of dill. And as I mentioned, water was an issue over here. Didn't realize I wasn't getting enough water, so I've got these poor little chards that haven't stood a chance. Dandelions, of course. They do live here too. And more grass. More grass. More grass. So let's see what we can finish up with. Oh, you probably want to see this. Yeah, this is I let it go, I let it go. This is the water trough tank. And this is my fill hole. This pipe goes all the way to the bottom and fills the tank. I have this lovely hole right here, drain hole, so I get this much water reservoir. Just right at this stage I've got sewer pipe which has holes in it, perforated pipe. I think it's 3-inch diameter. I had little pieces cut. They serve as the support structure on the bottom, several of those, and then I had a couple that are cut a little bit higher. They're the wicking pipes, and those have soil in them so that the soil is reaching down into the reservoir, pulling the water up into the soil base that comprises this whole area. On top of those pipes, there's a perforated screen with landscaping cloth over the top of it as a floor sitting on top of the pipes to hold the soil sitting on top of it. It's a wicking mechanism with the water reservoir. I can fill through this drain pipe until I get the overflow coming out, and it will hold through droughts for about 2 to 3 weeks. It's just an easy fill. The top doesn't stay very well. It's probably time to fill again. I do have sweet potatoes growing here. My strawberries that I just about killed because I forgot to water. And we have seed. Lettuce seed. Lettuce seed. Probably time to move the water again. So I did grow lettuce in here, volunteer. It was gorgeous. It was fabulous lettuce. Came up early. The sweet potatoes I didn't overwinter. This is the same type of setup and ignored. Oh, and my little blueberries. Ignored. I need to move water. Self-watering container. Oh yeah, we've got a nice little puddle now. Time to move the water. And over here we have the forest, for one thing. One of my tubs wasn't draining well, so I was growing a lot of mosquitoes. This is a lot of overgrowth that I just haven't had the chance to cut back. We did have a party, 50 people here. Took up a lot of my time, a lot of overgrowth. Lovely rocks, and my garden chair. This is lemon balm, and it takes care of itself as far as seeding. Just a matter of keeping it from taking over the world, which I haven't had to do yet. It's done a pretty good job. Lots of parsley that I've let go to seed. Parsley I just found out is a 2-year, so I've got this year's new growth that will do this, go to seed next year. Of course, I'm going to have to spread these seeds out, and it will become the lemon balm parsley. Caterpillar swallowtails really like this, the black ones do. I had garlic growing here, so as soon as I pulled it up, I had some extra potato starts and thought, why not? I know it's in the shade, but we'll see how they do. More dandelions. This was supposed to be my kale garden. It didn't do well, so I ended up sticking another blueberry bush in here. Crazy beans, crazy beans. These are the volunteer beans. I do have cucumber bugs, beetles coming in and trying to eat my beans. So that is kind of a wild view. Guess we didn't talk much about basil. The flip side of the hugelkultur bed. I do have some dill getting started here. I'm going to scatter some more seeds, so I'll have a little dill whatsy going on over here. This has been a hard start, and see, here's another pumpkin, and you can really see where those crazy bad bugs, got in there, and look, just opened up and hollowed out the center. And they've got their ooey gooey eating out all of the center of this. And look, it's deceptive. It just looks so healthy, but it's not. And that's okay. I'm not growing for production at this point in time, so. Anyways, lovely morning view. That's the garden. That's the dog. Okay, time to move the water again.